Right until Alabama, no pun intended. So
like that.
so Alabama coming off a 9-4, 5-3 season, 9-3 in the regular season. A lot of disappointment. First year Nick Saban's not there. They felt like Alabama didn't play to the standard. Obviously, with the loss of Vandy, does not help Kalen DeBoer with that. But this is his second year in the program. He did lose the ReliaQuest Bowl to Michigan. I got to bring it up again, 19-13. But whatever. Um, they returned 14 starters on this year's Alabama's team. Six on offense, eight on defense, namely Ryan Williams, who some think is the second best receiver in the country. I don't think I agree with that. Really good freshman, really good receiver. But you had some other freshmen who went under the radar that was just as good, namely Jordan Tyson, who had a better season. But I digress. Um, Ryan Williams, wide receiver, had 48 catches, 865 yards, and 8 touchdowns. They bring back Jam Miller, a running back with 145 carries, 668 yards, 4.6 a carry, and 7 touchdowns. Jeremy Bernard, a receiver that came actually from Washington, last year with DeBoer, 50 catches, 794 yards, 2 touchdowns. Deontay Lawson, a linebacker who had 76 total tackles, 36 solos, 2 sacks, 4 pass breakups, an interception, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. Bray Hubbard, a safety who had 57 tackles, 35 solos, 2 pass breakups, 3 interceptions, and a forced fumble. Damani Jackson, a cornerback, 51 total tackles, 27 solos, 7 pass breakups, 2 interceptions, and a forced fumble. Keon Saab, a safety who had 39 total tackles, 24 solos, 4 pass breakups, and 2 picks. Tim Keenan, a D lineman who had 40 total tackles, 16 solos, 2.5 sacks, and a pass breakup. Xavier Brown, linebacker who had 18 total tackles, 14 solos. No, quarterback, excuse me, had 18 total tackles, 14 solos, 2 pass breakups, 3 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. And Qual Rusar, linebacker who had 36 total tackles, 14 solos, a sack, 2 interceptions, and a forced fumble. Now, I also forgot to mention that Kalen DeBoer brought his guy over. I know Joe doesn't really like him that much, but the OC is now Ryan Grubb, who was with Kalen DeBoer at Washington and was supposed to come over to Alabama last season before being hired by the Seahawks. But now he's back with his boy DeBoer. He's back at Bama. Well, he's not back at Bama, but now he's at Bama where he was supposed to be last year. So it's real interesting to see that. Um, Now, some losses that Bama had, they lost Jalen Milroe, quarterback who's now on the Seahawks, who was 205 at 319, 64.3 completion percentage, 2,844 yards, 16 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, but 726 rushing yards and 20 rushing touchdowns last season for Milroe. They lose Justice Haynes, who he said, "Man, we lost to him. You can't beat him. Join him." We went right to Michigan. Running back with 79 carries, 448 yards, 5.7 a carry, and 7 touchdowns. Jahad Campbell, who went to the Eagles, the linebacker with 119 total tackles, 55 solos, 5 sacks, 2 pass breakups, an interception, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. Malachi Moore, who went to the Jets at safety, who had 70 total tackles, 40 solos, a sack, 8 pass breakups, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. They have the number 4 overall recruiting class and the 21st class in transfers. Talk to me about Bama, Joe.
So I do want to say they went down to 4 last year. That's the most losses since Nick Saban's first season, which is crazy. I do like the addition of Ryan Grubb though coming back to college, being an OC with his former head coach, and um, I do think the defense will be good, like always. I don't think they will skip a beat when it comes to defense. I think the question when it comes to Alabama is a quarterback position. But correct me if I'm wrong. When I see Washington, right, and I see the type of the QBs they have over there, it's the complete opposite of what Jalen Milroe was. You know what
Oh,
I
for
mean?
sure.
Huh?
I said for sure.
Yeah, for sure, right? So I feel like Tom Simpson would be like it's a type of quarterback that fits this offensive scheme more so than Jalen Milroe. So I feel like they can actually be better this year with Tom Simpson. I know he was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, but and then he's a junior, right? I think he's a junior, right?
I don't know if he redshirted any of his years. I'm assuming he did one of the years he didn't play. So maybe a redshirt sophomore, but it is his third year out of high school.
Third year, okay, cool. Third year. So, and then like you said, Ryan Williams, like he has weapons, whatever. He has one of the best receivers in college. So, I think I think Alabama can have a bounce back. I mean, obviously 9-4 is not bad, but it's not Alabama. I feel like they can have a bounce back year this year.
Yeah, no. So I completely understand what you're saying about bounce back, and like to clear that up, like you said, to the Bama standard. Like you have a 9-4 season at most schools, you're like bounce back. This is a great season. No, not the Bama fans. Bama fans want you out of here if you're 9-4. So I agree with you completely, and I agree with you of how you access like Bama. I think they're going to be really good defensively, especially when you return 8 starters defensively. Now, defensively last year they weren't that great, but I feel like there was a lot of miscommunications, and I don't know. It just seemed like they just weren't themselves. Maybe it was because again, it's Nick Saban's first year not being there, and so maybe the board has to take more control of the program, or I don't know. But it didn't look the same. But I do think they will be better next season. I'm interested to see Ty Simpson. That's my biggest question mark at quarterback. Tom Simpson. I don't really know too much about the guy. I know, like you say, he's supposed to be highly talented, but we see a lot of highly talented guys not pan out. We've seen Jake Garcia. We've seen Tyler Van Dyke. We've seen Graham Mertz. Now, Graham Mertz, some people might disagree with me with that, but hey, to each his own. But we've seen 5-star guys. Tate Martell went to UNLV and couldn't win the job. So, like, we've seen guys highly touted out of high school and not live up to the expectation.
Hmm.
So that's the biggest question mark to me is how well will Ty Simpson be in this Alabama offense? Like you say, that Ryan Grubb loves to throw the ball in. So that's my biggest question
Yes.
mark. I got some transfers that they got brought in. I think the biggest one is Isaiah Horton, wide receiver that was at Miami with Cam last season. He had 56 catches, 616 yards, and 5 touchdowns in a crowded receiving corps, might I add. Nakai Hill Green, a linebacker from Colorado, who had 82 total tackles, 53 solos, 2 sacks, 4 pass breakups, and 2 interceptions. And he brings Cam Calhoun, a transfer cornerback from Utah, who had
Hmm.
21 total tackles, 12 solos, 9 pass breakups, and an interception, which I really like players in that Utah defense. So I think he's going to come in and play well for the Alabama Rolling Tide. Last year they were 42nd in total offense, 21st in total defense, 56th in passing, 47th in rushing, 22nd in scoring offense, 19th in passing defense, 48th in rushing defense, and 10th in scoring defense. Any transfers you want to bring up, Joe?
Oh no, I mean you talked about it. You talked about. I mean, like you said, Isaiah Horton. I think that's going to be a big pickup going alongside with Ryan Williams. Also, they got Cam Dewberry, the left guard. That might be key also. But I'm ready to get to the schedule.
Yes, sir. So,
Let's get to it. The fun part.
yes, sir. So the first game of the season with Thomas Castellanos came out and said that Florida State will beat Bama. I think he's tripping. I have Bama winning this game
I do too.
at Florida State. Might I add. Next game, SEC out of conference scheduling right here. UL Monroe. I have as a win.
I have that as a win also.
Then against Wisconsin in the home to home. This time is in Bama, Bear Bryant Stadium. I have as a W.
I do too.
All right, at Georgia, I actually had this as a loss at first and changed it. I'm going with a win.
Ooh. Okay. I know they beat Georgia last year. It was a crazy game, but I have them doing it again.
I
So
do
I got
too.
them winning this game too.
They actually dominated Georgia last year, and but allowed Georgia to come back. That game was
Yeah.
like most of the game.
Shout out to your boy, right?
Yeah.
What's
Next,
the quarterback name for Georgia last year? What's his
Carson
name?
Beck.
Carson Beck, yeah.
Yes. Shout out to
And
him.
Ron Williams went crazy at the end of that game too. Didn't he hit that
Yeah,
game with a touchdown,
hit that
basically?
spin move on the sideline.
Yeah,
Shout out Ace and Carson Beck. Next, we got Vanderbilt. I have as a win.
I do too.
Revenge game, by the way. Next, at Missouri, I have as a win.
I actually had this one as an L.
All right, so I'm not sure how I feel about Missouri post Brady Cook. They've had 2 10-win seasons the past 2 years, but again, that was with Brady Cook. And
Hmm.
Bo Pribula is an unproven guy from Penn State who was mainly used as a gadget guy at Penn State last season. So I'm interested to see how he does at quarterback. I don't think Mizzou is going to beat Bama, but I respect it.
Hmm.
Next, at home against Tennessee, I have as a win.
I had that as a win too.
On the road against South Carolina, I have as a loss.
I knew it. I got that as a win.
Hey man, I
I'm
think
sorry, Carl.
we lost in heartbreak fashion last year. I think we're gonna get revenge this year.
Okay,
Next, at home against LSU, I have as a win.
I do too.
But side note, I can never get this game right, but I have as a win.
Yeah,
Next,
this is one I had as a loss, and I scratched it out and put it as a W.
okay, cool. Next, we got Oklahoma. I have as a win.
I do too.
Eastern Illinois, I have as a win.
I do too.
The Iron Bowl at Auburn, I have as a win.
Okay, I do too.
So I have Bama going 11-1, 7-1 in conference.
I have them 11-1, 7-1 in conference. Like I said, bouncing back from last year.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.